There it is.
All right.
Good job.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to our actual little corner of the world.
It's good to be here.
This episode brought to you by Dutch Brothers.
By the way, I just want to take a quick picture of like what's happening here so everyone can see like what kind of ghetto setup you have going on.
I didn't set it. You set it up. There's also a little Premier Protein in here. Gotta up my protein.
It's a pretty good drink. I actually did try it, and I do like it.
So,
yeah, why are we here today? What's happening, Kimball?
Look at my awesome Portland, Oregon Old Town t-shirt with My Little Pony. Why are you flipping the net?
I don't know, just did.
I'll give you my stats real quick.
Oh, yeah.
February 1st was my surgery, but my day before surgery weight was 265.7, and now it is 211.3. So since February 1st of 2017, I have lost 54.4 pounds. Yeah! And then the day before surgery, my inches were... my inches were 422.25. Now my inches are 360.5.
It's a lot of numbers. It's how many numbers?
They're written down.
Yeah.
That is a loss of 61.75 inches since February 1st.
It's a lot of inches. Where'd they go? Where they at? Where
I
they
don't
be?
care as long as
Where
they don't come back. I don't care as long as they don't come back. I keep track of my inches and pounds on my numbers on my iPad.
Yeah.
It's true. What do you do?
I was looking for my inches. Oh, here they are. I found them.
There they are. Yeah, you wish your inches were that long.
All right. Not really.
We are going to talk about, I just had my 3-month post-op with my surgeon's office.
It's a big one. 90 days.
Ooh, but it was actually a little more than 90 days because they're so booked up. They're so busy.
They're busy and important. So what was what did they want to do? Mainly get blood work and
yes, they
talk
wanted
to you about your
blood work, and they wanted to check my BMI, which used to be terrifying. I have a little stickum left on my arm from the tape because I had blood work today.
And they found a vein. Congrats.
Yeah, after a hot minute there.
Kimball, every time he goes in for blood work, by the way, they're like, oh, no, can't find it there, can't find it there. They end up going in through his hand.
Well, I always ask them to just go for the hand because there's nothing happening up here.
Kimball's veins, you'll see them, and then, like, the minute the person comes up to do blood work,
they like, just sink into my skin. Yeah.
And they go away.
It's like white coat syndrome for veins. So my post-op appointment, you didn't go because you don't care about me.
That's right.
I got a BMI done, which was great, actually. My numbers were... I wish where the papers.
Where'd it go?
You know, so before my surgery, 33.3% of my body was fat.
How many pounds of fat did you have?
I think...
88?
I don't know.
Where are the papers?
I'll put it
where are the papers? A lot of papers here.
It's probably in my bag.
Oh, well, that's too much. Just make something up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just remember that like 1/3 of my body was fat. And now my fat percentage is 15. So I've lost a little more than half my fat.
Wow. Half fat. You're like a half fat, skinny cat, tip flat.
You're not okay. My numbers basically are 15% body fat, 85% organs, bone, and muscle. And that's actually where they wanted me to be. I also lost 2 pounds of muscle, which is fine because for the size of my body right now, I have 17 pounds of excess muscle. I'm so strong. Arr. So it's all in my legs, really.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
it's been carrying around 270 to 80 pounds for years. And
what are we calling your other Kimball? Old Kimball? Former Kimball?
Former Kimball or old Kimball.
We talk about like what former Kimball would do versus what new Kimball would.
Like we're going on a hike and former Kimball would just be very upset about that.
Bitching and moaning the whole time.
No, good time.
Is this a segue?
No.
Old versus new, or are we still talking about things?
Segue into what?
What the other topics of the...
What, my blood test results?
Is that... Oh, yes, okay. We still have to talk about that. Okay, go.
So today, had some blood tests done, and they've already gotten a lot of them back to me. Things came back pretty good. I didn't know, but I felt that my potassium was low. I talk with my hands now, okay? I'm becoming more flamboyant now that my arms are lighter.
Now you can hold them up more.
So I felt that my potassium was low because I keep track of all my stuff on MyFitnessPal. Oh, there's so much to talk about with potassium.
Nice.
My potassium was only few hundred a day, and it's supposed to be like upwards of 4,000 micrograms, I believe. So that was like, what's happening? Because my eyelid was twitching, and then my thumb would twitch like this. And that's my drawing hand, so that's a no-no. That's not going to happen. Also, my calf was twitching. So
did it hurt, or was it just uncontrollable? Like...
No, it was just weird twitching. It was just weird.
Okay.
So I looked up side effects of low potassium, and it was like muscle twitching and fatigue and some other things. But muscle twitching was like the most obvious.
Fun. This is so exciting. Is it because you cut something out of your diet that had potassium?
How many times can we say potassium?
Potassium.
Potassium?
Isn't it
Are we talking
potassium?
about potassium?
Potassium.
Potassium comes from a lot of leafy greens and vegetables and nuts. And I was not eating those for like the first month or two because I was a little scared to not handle raw vegetables well. But I handled them just fine. Now I eat a lot of salads.
But you're looking for ways to increase your potassium, for sure.
Yeah, with like spinach and kale, I think. But I also eat a lot of nuts, like pistachios and whatnot. And I try to eat avocados, but I'm just like, they make me so full. And then like, I don't want them. Like, I try to eat one whole one. I'm not on a potassium supplement yet. And I may not, because I did look into it, and it was like, we don't recommend it unless your physician puts you on one, then sure. But they're like, don't just go out and start taking potassium supplements. They say it's pretty hard to be deficient if you're eating foods, which I was not eating potassium-rich foods, but now I am. So
if you start getting twitches post-surgery, potassium deficiency could very well be why.
Yes. And I know a lot of people are like, eat bananas because they're potassium, but like avocados have more and way less sugar than a banana. So
that's true.
Don't start scarfing bananas, especially if you've had surgery, because that much sugar could cause a little issue.
And what are you drinking right now? What is that?
This is a Premier Protein with 1 gram of sugar.
Okay. Good for you. Well done. I wasn't trying to like
be a little bitch over there.
I'm just saying you've had coffee drinks with sugar in them.
Yeah, sugar. Like, I don't have a problem with sugar. I do have a problem when I find out how much sugar was in my mocha. I was like,
I don't need 42 grams of sugar.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be mindful for everybody. Because I got back home to Portland and I hadn't been here forever. And Dutch Bros, again, this episode brought to you by Dutch Bros. But not really.
Good. It's so good. Oh, I've got more blood test results that just came in.
Look at that. Let's just swipe that off. Let's just swipe it.
Swipe it.
Anyway, so I went to Dutch Bros the first day I was back. And since I hadn't had it for like ever, I ended up getting 4 drinks in one day. And then today I took a 2-hour nap. And I'm pretty sure some of that has to do with all the sugars in my system. And I had a headache.
I'm pretty sure K is the potassium result on a blood test. And it was borderline low. It was still in the normal range. But that could have been because like 3 weeks ago I started chowing down on like nuts and vegetables. So it might start coming back up. I am not sure. Also, update on my blood pressure. He is liking the numbers that they've been consistent the past few times that I've been there. So he's going to have my blood pressure medication again. I just got my new prescription today.
Good job.
So excited. That was the whole reason I got the surgery, was to get off my blood pressure medication. So now I'm taking 25 milligrams a day instead of 50.
Because you were getting lightheaded too. That was part of the reason. So you went and told your doctor.
Started having like little minor dizzy spells, like standing up and whatnot. So.
And he thinks that was part of it.
And so do I.
Nice.
Regardless, within 3 months, I will be off of my blood pressure medication from now.
Cool.
That's very exciting because I've been on it for about 10 years. I am less self-conscious in public, which completely changes how I feel about being in public. I didn't really like going out. I kind of felt like people were staring at me. I was always the biggest one in the group. So it's kind of like...
don't look at me.
And you always sweat?
Yeah, well, yeah, it would be like anxious sweat, like, or nervous sweat. Because I could just sit somewhere in public and I would just start sweating. Because I was uncomfortable.
Sorry, I've got the burps.
I didn't like the way I looked before. Now I feel better about how I look, so it's not on my mind. I feel much more confident.
That's good.
Feel just better in general. Like, I know I can walk to my doctor's office now and not get there and be all sweaty and gross. Before, I didn't want to walk anywhere, like even 2 blocks, because I would be sweaty by the time I got there. and then I would just be uncomfortable.
And so it kept you from doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
You didn't want to put yourself in a position where you were uncomfortable. Or, like, it got to the point where I would just stop inviting Kimball to go out and eat. I would just go do it. Because I knew he didn't enjoy it. I think it's interesting how even the other day when we went on a hike, normally it would have been, you would have gone, but you would have immediately been sweating. You would have been tired the whole time. It would have been much more of a physical drain for you. And the last time we went, it was
nice. It was like a walk in the park.
It was like a walk in the park.
Okay, so here we have this like walking trail. It's about the size of a road. It's just a very gentle incline, and that would have me winded. On a treadmill, like an incline of 2%. Now, that doesn't bother me. I would say the incline for the trails that we were on were like maybe an 8 on a treadmill, which isn't a big deal because I put my treadmill on 10, yo, because my butt's sagging and
I want that shit to perk back up.
Personally, I think the biggest change I've seen in you is like the social aspect of having surgery. It's changed you more than anything. More than like the weight loss and everything. It's just your want or desire to go out and do things is coming back.
which also has to do with not having to go to the bathroom and feeling sick, which I know I've talked about before, but that was a huge part also of why I did not like to go out.
Mm-hmm. But I think if you're considering having this surgery, aside from losing weight, the things you might know you want to go out and do, I think they do become more attainable for a lot of people that lose weight. And I think that is the biggest thing, is you can actually start going out and enjoying your life again. I knew Kimball before he was heavy, and I knew how social he was back then. And I saw slowly over the years him become more, not reclusive, but definitely more reserved and less willing to go out and experience life outside of the house.
Practically agoraphobic.
Yeah, you're like Sigourney Weaver in that one movie.
Copycat.
Copycat. The movie's so funny. And I've noticed since you've had the surgery, you've been coming back very quickly into the things that I think you innately know you want to be doing. And I think that's been the magic of you losing weight.
Well, I've known over the years. I didn't say I didn't want to go out because I didn't truly not want to go out.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a part of the fun, but it just was never fun for me. And I also hated being the party pooper. I was like, everybody else just go. I'll be here fine. And then I just sit at home. I've noticed that people are treating me a little differently too.
Mm-hmm. How's that?
They're a little nicer, a little more helpful.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed that. A little bit. And it's because I'm consciously looking for it.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just because I'm being more confident and they're responding to that.
Maybe.
I don't know. I like to think it's just my good looks and charm.
Because maybe before, when they were treating you differently, you were looking for that too.
Or maybe I was just very uncomfortable and wanting to get away.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they were picking up on
interactions with people. Ah, God, scary.
This is very deep. We're getting into some deep stuff here.
It's gonna be a good time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good times. Thanks for joining me on this sofa in our little corner.
Toads, I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. It's about time. My arm looks bad like that. We're doing this.
So thanks again for watching, guys, and make sure to subscribe to Kimball's page. And then there's other videos too on here that we've done. Is this the 8th video or 7th? Anyway, they'll appear here, so just feel free to click on some of those videos. We're trying to put out as much useful information as possible, so definitely hit us up. If there's anything else you guys want to see, we'll be happy to talk about it.
Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Just press the button. Just press it.
I'm trying.